So the only thing I'm trying to do is just be myself.
Yeah.
100% through and through in whatever it is that I'm doing. And that's really what I'm trying to get everybody else to do.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is, unless you're a trash person.
Yeah.
Don't be 100% that.
Yeah.
Like, be the best version of yourself and then just be that. Whatever it is that your interest is, whatever it is that makes your personality, whatever it is that makes you you, do that.
Yeah.
100% authentically and like, don't, like, stop trying to be like everybody else.
That's the...
What's going on, everyone? It is your girl, Queen Queen, and thank you for joining me on my podcast. I really appreciate it. We will be discussing many topics and things like celebrity gossip, politics, life lessons, and etc. Please think of me as that homegirl that you've been knowing for years. Remember, the motto is never judge a book by its cover before opening it up and reading it, and agree to disagree. Just stand on what you're saying, period. So sit back, relax, please like, share, comment, give feedback, because remember, this show is for the people. Love, peace, and unity. Mwah. What's going on? It is your girl, Queen Queen, and this is Pressure with Queen Queen. So let's get on into it. This is Hot Topic. Natalie allegedly gave a woman two $50 bills and sent her on her way after finding a bag full of $300K in cash that belonged to him. Let's get into the story.
This is what allegedly happened with Nelly. Break it down, you.
Yes, allegedly, a woman found a duffel bag with $300,000 in it, returned it to Nelly, and got a $100 prize for that. And Nelly, by the way, did write in the comments, big lie.
I think it's a big lie, too, because number one, how did they know the duffel bag was Nelly's? Number two, how did they know $300,000 was in it? Number three, how did they even know where to return it to Nelly?
Well, they said they were at a bowling alley, and I guess they're saying Nelly was in the bowling alley. Maybe he left somewhere in whatever it may be. But the whole thing is one, would you get the money back, and should Nelly have given more money? Those are the two things. If it was my $300,000, I definitely would have gave more than $100. Knowing Nelly for a long time, I think Nelly would have gave more than $100 if it was $300,000 in that bag. I don't think Nelly would have gave only $100. That's why I think it's a super lie. 105.1. This is what alleged.
Okay, so therefore they're saying that Nelly, a fan, had went on the internet and let it be known that she found the duffel bag from Nelly. I think it was an event that he did, and she found the duffel bag and she gave the duffel bag back to her, to him, and it was over $300K in there. And Nelly only gave her $100. He said, here, finder's fee, $100. So Nelly did come in and he was saying like it was all cap, like it was a lie. He don't even know what the lady is talking about. The lady did go viral because, of course, she had people in the background that was videotaping her, telling her like, oh, you're stupid, you should never did that. Like, I would have never got that money back. And now, from here on out, if he lose something, you best believe nobody's going to give him that back. So, what do you guys think when you guys come down to finding money, finding money and things like that? Me personally, I say do to people that you would like to do to yourself or something like that. And the reason why I step and say that, you have to be very careful and mindful, because I have been lucky and fortunate enough to get blessed when I have found money and stuff like that, because I work in the field where I have to check different type of, items and stuff like that. And we do have a policy where you're supposed to return it back to a person. And if it's like some little change or something, we do not. But like if it's something important, like, credit card, license, money, like if it's over a certain amount, we have to report that back. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of dishonest people out here, and you might be in a situation where you probably be like, well, dang, this is my way. This was a blessing. Cut it out. That is so funny because one thing about some people, especially my people, we don't think every little sign is a blessing or a curse. So it's so funny because we were like, yeah, that was a blessing. I found the $100 when this one person walked out the door. And come on now, like, please be mindful. I have always returned money back. See, your intentions has to be pure. You see what I'm saying? Like, even when it come down to I know with giving, my grandpa used to be big on, far as like giving. He said, you know what, don't give if you're gonna be worried about what the person is doing and how's this person gonna basically maintain and stuff like this, and is they gonna use the money for the right things? Okay, well then don't give the money. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I honestly don't have to give or to lose or something like that, I do not give the money. But when it comes down to a situation like this is the hardest thing, because when people do find stuff and then give stuff back, then how much money do y'all think he should have gave her? I'm just being honest. Like, how much money do you think a person deserves for returning something that's yours? Just imagine you losing some money, $1,000 and some dollars. That $1,000 and some dollars could have been your rent or a bill that you had to pay. So you're blessed that the person gave it back. But then at the other hand, the person is looking upside your head like, what's up? Give me half, give me some, because if it weren't for me, you would never had it. So it sucks. But I'm personally, first of all, I think like Nelly said, I don't think it was true, because how do they know it was $300K in the bag? How did you know it was $300K in the bag? Now, it could have probably, I do believe it could have been a situation where it was money, like a lot of money. She probably opened it up and said, oh shoot, this is a lot of money. But at the end of the day, how did you know it was $300K? That's a red flag. Come on now, girl, cut it. When did you have time to count all 300K? And then too, how much do you think that you deserve for that? I mean, $100 just for giving somebody stuff back that wasn't yours from the beginning, then that's just the cost of it. Like, you can't get upset because when somebody finally give you an award, if they didn't have an award sign saying, hey, if you replace this or you bring this back, we have an award for you, please do not automatically assume. Your blessing might come a whole nother way just by you helping out, the situation. I know that's how I have been. Like, I have sit up here and giving people stuff back, or if they forget this, I give them their stuff back or return it back to them. And some people have given me some back in return and some people haven't. But at the end of the day, I just put myself in a position. How would I feel if I would have lost this money or something like that? Like, I definitely wouldn't want nobody to feel like, well, yeah, I'll return it back to you if you give me something too, if you give me something for it. If not, then I'm just gonna take it. So don't have that greedy mentality. But what do you guys think about the situation? Do you think that they was wrong? Like, do you feel like, hey, it is what it is? Like, yeah, it's up there. Okay. Next thing is, fan claims BMF star Little Meech has poor hygiene. Now, this was kind of funny to me because I went on a binge watching spree with BMF. This was 50 Cent's new TV series that came out right after Kanan, Raising Kanan and stuff like that. Little Meech, which is the son of like a big time hustler. You gotta do your research, but he is the son, and he also is the star of the TV show that is based on his dad. So let's get into what the people are saying about Meech. Let's see.
I just want to say, Lil Meech was very musty on Friday night. He had went to 6 places. I just want to say, Lil Meech was very musty on Friday night. He had went to 6 places and he smelled like a pound of onions. I just want to know what possessed him to put on that long sleeve shirt and to be so musty like that.
I know you lying.
I'm not lying. They said Meech smelled it like a pound of onions.
Oh, well, Ryan didn't say that.
No, he's not going to say it. That's my dog. But he was musty. I mean, the whore's been talking about he been musty for the past week. You hear me? Hey, King, I just want to say.
You know what? This is so. And let me tell you about people. People will say anything. Do I believe the man was probably musty? Yes, I do. But it's just so funny to me because it's like these are the same people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure that if he had on a long sleeve shirt, he was probably running around there a little funky. You know what I'm saying? She said a bag of onions. You know, a person smell bad. And let's just keep it real. He has not came out and spoke about this. He have not said nothing. But I mean, what can you really say when somebody is calling you musty and stuff like that? Yes, he probably had a bad day. So he was in the club, you know what I'm saying, smelling like a funky chicken, literally chicken wings flying, and his armpits was going too. So it's just funny because this is what you have to be very careful about. First of all, it's COVID going around. So y'all shouldn't even been up on that man like that trying to take pictures all up underneath his armpit anyway. 6 feet. Ain't nobody got no mask on. People smelling like, must and everything else. You shouldn't even know that he smelled like must. And you all up under his armpit. And the crazy thing about it is that these fans take pictures and then they go home and then they think, they got the picture, but then they doing an interview talking about how stinking and musty and this and that. We've been talking about it for the last week. Oh, but I tell you that is hilarious to me because when you dealing with broke people, that man is paid, musty and all. But it's just crazy because people in their mentality, like they like, oh yeah, this was newsworthy. He musty. But it's funny because somebody did say, they said, hey, when you what did they say? They said you can never come back from being stanky because people will always remember that about you. Now, me personally, I have never had to deal with a dude with bad hygiene, and I have honestly. I think any dude that I ever didn't talk to, it is crazy because I remember one of my friends, he was actually like a construction worker type thing where he had to honestly get in there and get down and dirty and muddy and wet and all type of stuff. And he never smelled. And it was times where I honestly see him right after work and I'd be like, I thought about that, like your hygiene is perfect. Like what the heck? Like you don't even smell like you've been working all day. And in Texas weather, the weather be like 100 degrees. But so it had to be, Little Beach got to work on that. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna have on some long sleeves, get you some deodorant. Make sure you take a nice little shower. Get that good cologne, because some of that cologne, it lingers. That good cologne gonna linger on you. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because you can't come back from being funky. They out here bad talking about you, Meech. Come on now. Okay, so Jim Jones says his mom showed him how to tongue kiss by kissing him. Let's get into the clip.
What did your mom tell you about sex when you were young?
She told me everything about sex.
Like what?
My first condoms, shit like that. My mom told me how to kiss when I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like what's the instructions?
There wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like she
kissed you?
It's my mother.
No, I'm just okay. My parents barely kissed me on the cheek.
No,
so
my mom
just stopped kissing my son on the mouth.
She showed me how to tongue kiss when I was younger. Remember, my mom was 17. She's a baby. Look at all the babies that's having babies now. And look how they act with their babies. It's like they have a little sister or a little brother more than they have.
Did you think what did your mom tell you about sex when you were young?
She told me everything about sex.
Okay, so that went viral, of course. Jim Jones, he's a rapper, and he basically was saying that his mom taught him how to tongue kiss. Now, everybody was confused because even though Jim Jones is a grown man and his mom, whatever, and it ain't no laws to get in that ass about these allegations, but he did come back because his mom was like, oh well, yeah, I was young. She's like, no, y'all thinking perverted, I didn't he didn't mean it like that. He was saying that I showed him, like, she used her tongue and took it out. First of all, I got one only son. Her thing was she taught him how to do it because he was a good looking young man and she knew girls was gonna try him. Wow. this is what happens when babies are raising babies. Because like Jim Jones sit up here and say, he's like, well, she was young too. My mom had me at a young age and we grew up together. It still does not make it right. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to really look into these people's life stories, because people are grew up on some weird behavior and stuff that is not acceptable, no matter what. And I just did not agree with that, because she felt like, oh, that was a way for me to connect with my son and to show him the different ropes and stuff like that. I don't care, a father or a mother. I don't think that that's appropriate for you to be teaching your son how to tongue kiss. Now, I do think to a certain age, you do need to teach your son far as about sexual activities, disease, and stuff like that. That's a good thing to talk. But as far as you sitting over here talking about he was a good looking young boy and you wanted to show him how to tongue kiss so he'll know how to do it out there in them streets, yeah, you down 10 points for that, ma'am. Really 20. Cause one thing about it, I got some big old juicy lips. But yeah, my kids ain't finna get no notes from me. And but when I kiss, I make them freaking fall in love. But at the end of the day, they would never. And that's crazy, because some kids don't even want to think or look at their parents even being sweet and nice and being all googly moogie, let alone me. Just imagine me sitting over here trying to teach my kids or my son or whatever how to tongue kiss, and I'm just at her with my tongue out showing him, I don't know, this is what you do, put your tongue out, took it down her throat. Are you kidding me? That is so gross. So what do you guys think about it? Do you feel like at the end of the day, it is okay for you to teach your kids and show them visually certain sexual activity? Or do you feel like, no, that is gross and they shouldn't have to do it? I'm going to stop saying gross, because I don't want nobody to get offended if they have a different opinion. Please feel free. This is a free zone, so you can give your opinion about it and tell me what you think. But I'm just telling you my opinion. It ain't happening over here. London, Paris, I didn't already know. Yeah, I ain't finna do that at all. So, okay, the last topic that we're going to talk about is going to be Ari Fletcher. And she said Savage Fenty don't basically she came out. Let me see if it's a clip. Let me see, hold on. Okay, leave it up to social media to investigate to get the bottom of the speculation regarding Ari. Dismissal from Savage Fenty ambassador program. I'm sorry, I was looking at that too fast. Okay, so basically Ari had came out and she had made some comments about on another podcast about, oh yeah, she wish her man would have and when he's upset with her, if he don't, or if they're into it and stuff like that, she don't feel like he care if he don't basically pull a gun out and threaten her life. So she said those type of comments, and then when people called her out about it, because of course, a lot of people deal with a lot of trauma and hurt and domestic violence, and they look up to her because, to be honest with you, she's a social influencer to certain people. I don't know why, but I'm just saying. So a lot of people she got a lot of backlash because a lot of people didn't agree. So instead of her basically apologizing it or owning up, she went in and she was just like calling people ugly and was saying that, it doesn't matter and oh well, and maybe you ain't got a gun pulled out on you because you ugly, and she was just saying a lot of very disturbing comments. So by her saying that, she does like a lot of promotion from different type of brands, and one of the brands that she did was one of the brands that she basically work for is Savage Fenty, which is Rihanna. So Rihanna ended up letting her go. Like the company Savage Fenty ended up letting her go because of her comments. And what do you guys think about it? Do you feel like that that is something to be let go of when you have a different type of deals and endorsements and stuff like that, and you make opinions like that? Or do you feel like it's freedom of speech? Now, Lisa Ray says Ari is very immature and deserves to be dropped from Rihanna Savage Fenty. That's the difference between a social media influence and a real celebrity. Let's see what Lisa Ray had to say.
Do you think Savage X Fenty made the right decision to remove her as their ambassador?
Absolutely. Shout out to Rihanna for standing up and being an example of a woman of her word and making sure that her brand is not tarnished with any foolishness. Because here's the thing, these younger girls are looking up to these influencers and these social media girls. And so if you know that, you have an obligation. See, that's the difference between a social media influence and a real celebrity and star. There is a difference.
Yes,
so
because we have morality clauses.
Absolutely. You have to work your way up to that stardom so you know what level that you're stepping into, because it's levels to this. It's respectable. People respect you. She was out of line, out of place. She was immature. For the women that look up to her, I hope that they hold her accountable for what she said. I hope that she is learning a lesson for her to at least.
Do you think Savage Fenty
come back
and that was what Lisa Ray, Miss Players Club herself, she had to say, and I do agree with that, everything that she did say, because Ari definitely was not remorseful for the comment. She was actually, like I say, when she got back on live, I was trying to see, was it like a clip? This is what she said.
One, you're ugly. You don't even have a man, first of all, who wants to pull out a gun on you, especially to not leave. Nobody wants to do that, okay? Not to you. Nobody even cares about you that much to do that. Two, y'all are in the comments like, oh, when I was in a relationship, this boy put out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We don't care. We don't care. We do not care at all. Like, we don't care. We don't care. We don't. We just don't care. One time my boyfriend, so what? So what? And now what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Y'all trying to victim. You want to be a victim so bad. Why you want to be a victim so bad? I know I look crazy. Y'all don't know right. But like, we do not, I swear, I promise to Jesus, we do not care. Like,
so, okay, so that was Ari on the last slide, and she was, of course, giving her opinion after, people gave her backlash about the comments that she made about, a dude pulling out a gun on you and holding it up to your head. That's the only way he cares. Like, oh, that's what I want to do if I say something about leaving him. And so that was her response. And at the as you guys heard, Lisa Ray just giving her opinion about how she's glad Rihanna stood behind that brand. If anybody do not remember, remind you, first of all, you're just as crazy because you know that the person who signs your checks or one of your checks, or the company that you're working for, the CEO, the founder of that company, was basically in the public for being like having a domestic violence done on her, like Chris Brown and her situation. Like her lip, her eyes, and everything was messed up, and it tarnished like a lot of different things that she had going on, not even for her, but also for Chris Brown. And that's something that nobody wants to relive. If anybody remember, Rihanna even fired Drea, another like an influencer or whatever, they be on Instagram and stuff like that. She even fired her because she had made comments about domestic violence dealing with the Tory Lane and Megan Thee Stallion. So it's kind of like she's keeping that energy with everybody. So I do agree. I do agree with Rihanna on this one, because at the end of the day, if you do not stand for what you believe, just imagine if she be like, okay, I understand Ari, she said that, but it is what it is. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is too big, nobody is too small to get cut. I don't even want you because now I feel like you being fake. Because don't sit up here and say, oh, well, Rihanna is different. I sympathize with Rihanna, but for the rest of you guys that's not known or, not signing my check that ain't this, and that, then it is what it is. Like, I don't care. Nobody cares about you. That is very hurtful because, like I said, Prince, hey, you're dealing with people that's looking up to her. I don't know why people look up to all these people that's on Instagrams and different stuff like that for advice and words of encouragement and goals. You don't know what these people going through behind closed doors, period. So that was something that I wanted to end it off with because I wanted to let you guys know, please be mindful of the things and the people that you are watching and that you are letting feed your spirit. Because I know some people be like, I got to take social media breaks. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then I thought to myself, well, you wouldn't probably have to do a lot of that if you get more of positive things and positive people on your news feed. If you on your news feed, it's a lot of people that is just motivation, grinding, getting their goals done, exercising, different type of stuff that you're working towards to be a better person, then you don't mind being on social media. But yeah, if your timeline is full of drama, gossip, blogs, this and that, of course, you know what I'm saying, that's going to feed into your spirit and rub off on you. It's been times where I didn't look at somebody else's situation on the social media, don't know them from a pot or anywhere, don't know them and they don't know me, but I'm more mad about their situation. I'm beefed up. And then it pours into my personal life where I'm mad at, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm mad at them because, this girl on Instagram, this girl on Facebook, she into it with this and that, and she got this going on. Now I'm letting that stuff pour into my personal relationship with, my dude, or even a relationship when it comes down to my kids. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like it's a distraction. So I just want to let everybody know, feed your mind, body, and soul with positive things and people. Not trying to be funny. It's people that look up to that young lady, Ari, for whatever reason. And you have to understand, they probably did go through an abusive situation. And by her saying stuff like that, they probably already felt that way. Because when you're dealing with domestic violence, you already have that thought in your head. What did I do? Why did it happen to me? Why did he feel the need to put his hands on me? That's vice versa for men and women. So, and kids. So it's kind of like when you get on there, you're saying, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. It is what it is. You ugly. That was very ignorant. That was so ignorant. I can never respect a person like that. Because at the end of the day, the mindset. So hopefully she definitely learned from this. I would say, give an apology, but now you said what you said, now stand on it. Now you got to deal with the consequences, because now I feel like if she come out with an apology, it's just fake, because she know for a fact she's losing a lot of endorsements. So be mindful of what you say and put out there. Also be authentic, and also remember to always have positive things and people in your surroundings to be uplifting and stuff like that. That definitely will help you out a lot in life. So that's all for today. Please like, share, comment. You guys, if I have a poll that's going on, I know I have a lot of polls and stuff that's going on my Spotify and stuff like that. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And you guys will hear from me later. Mwah! This is Hot Topics.